So I don't know too much about these players. I know that likansing is in the Brazilian community. That's, I guess, the extent of my knowledge about him. And unfortunately, I don't know too much about Deadly Pirate. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are going into Game 3 between likansing and Deadly Pirate. Just an incidental match after Lucas versus Wookill, but before Olivesa versus Doral Gamer. They happen to be available to play this out. So
little interim match here, and as we said, it's Game 3, deciding game. So
yep.
That'll be fun. And it is on Tibet, which is a map that Duck and I were talking about early on when we first started up the stream about how much we liked it, sort of the possibilities for dynamic play it presents. And yeah, it looks like we're going to see a French mirror on this map. So lots of things you can do in that matchup. We'll see what the players do. We have a couple of first lieutenants, so there might be some things that I might point out to some viewers about sort of preferred play, but nonetheless, should be exciting. Looking forward to it.
So going into the hunt situation a little bit, it looks like both players are relatively even. I think I've been looking at the hunt a little bit and looking at the disparity between the two. We have things like Red has this hunt that's harder to herd even though it's closer to his base than this hunt. Just the way Tibet works. I believe that this map looks pretty fair, and I'll let you weigh in.
Yeah, looks about as fair as I guess Tibet spawns. Like we said, actually the hunts for Deadly Pirate are kind of awkward, but this is just how Tibet spawns sometimes, and you just kind of have to deal with it. The sort of you know, he's been given a 90 wood treasure right in his base. Oh wait, sorry, no, that's likansing. Never mind. So he hasn't scouted that yet, but that is very close to him. So for players that don't know, the way you want to scout this map, and it's something that Mido kind of taught me, is you want to send an explorer to either one of these two trading posts generally, because your good treasures spawn there. Like we see 80 wood right there, or 90 wood, and 80 coin. But if a good treasure doesn't spawn there, you're almost always guaranteed to get 2 yaks. So you get some sort of compensation either way. And then you sort of go around the perimeter of the map, collect these yaks, you know, get that wood treasure, etc. So a little bit of a scouting pattern there. And it looks like Deadly Pirate is going to pick up this 90 wood, which I think he got a little too late to help him with kind of chopping for market stuff.
I see, yeah. Well, he is going to be able to make... Well, actually, he does have an extra 100 wood, so he has this house.
Yeah, so he actually just kind of over-chopped 20 wood there, but that's okay. 50 wood coming out for a likansing. Both players are starting out with that early market strategy, which France always wants to do if they don't build a trading post. And likansing building this house with 3 CDB, which maybe isn't super ideal. You kind of lose some villager seconds there, but again, it's not game breaking. So
looks like likansing was getting this 50 wood treasure over on the top of the map, and he was a little bit lazy with his explorer afterwards. I think it would have been nice to see him move it around a little bit. It is noteworthy though that I guess Deadly Pirate lost a lot of hit points off his explorer. He's lost almost 300 hit points off of this explorer now, off that 90 wood treasure. So
yeah, both explorers are pretty weak, but most of the big treasures are already picked up. So there's just this one wood treasure left with just 1 guardian. It can be crack shotted. Oh, excuse me. There's this very nice wood treasure, which should have been scouted by someone. So that's a treasure you'd like to see picked up early. In theory, it can cut off, you know, 85 wood that you would have to chop for an early market, which is huge. But let's look at decks real quick. Since it is a French mirror, decks can be kind of important. So
yeah, I was taking a look, and I saw likansing has this team early skirmishers, which I don't expect him to send, but I would be interested to see what happens if he does.
I love that card. So for people who may not know, there was a short period of like maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, when like Acer Game 09 was still an active player, and like French mirrors were big because they were strong on ESOC patch, where it seemed like the meta was 2 racks Musketeer start into full colonial play, and eventually sending team early skirmishers, and it's like, well, whoever just had that card just kind of won at the end. It turns out nowadays there's sort of more of an opening to age up than maybe we thought, but that was meta for like 2 weeks, and I love that meta so much. I was like, team early skirmishers, like how cool of a card is this? Like I love the French mirror matchup, and so I definitely have some sympathy there. I'd like to see it just for entertainment's sake. It's certainly not like a terrible card, and if you do get into full colonial play in the French Mirror, it can be game-winning at the end there.
So I have my own Team Early Skirmisher story. So
Okay.
back in 2008, I'm going to say, I was playing the Ottomans a lot, as most new players do, right? We all play Ottomans. And I played against this one player who was French, and they were playing the French. And they sent out this Team Early Skirmishers card, so they had skirmishers, and they started hitting and running my Janissaries. And my mind was just blown because I had never seen somebody hit and run before. I didn't know it was like a legitimate strategy. I had no idea how to handle it. I think I won eventually because I eventually made Angus guns because this person didn't have any strategy outside early skirmishers.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then when I saw them on Quick Search later on, I had the meta play, right? I knew that they were going to send early skirmishers, so I just go to Fast Fortress, and then they resign immediately. So I got a lot of PR off them.
I thought you said you were gonna like make Hussars or something.
No, I probably could have done
that's
that.
too out of the box for early autumn.
Yeah.
Just either make Jans or FFs.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
All right, so both players are in H2 now. Likansing slapping down a stable in base, as is Deadly Pirate. Likansing built his trading post a little earlier. Pirate's doing it now. Not a big discrepancy. He's still. Oh no, he's gonna lose his Explorer.
Oh.
I think he unfortunately clicked on the wood after he had crack shotted the one Explorer, so the guy just kind of walked around. So that's rough. But
another small. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's good for him. Yeah.
Oof. To death. All right, go ahead.
So I noticed a small error on Deadly Pirate's side. I think he had this trading post. The foundation was there for like a minute or so, but he only just got it up now. So I think it would have been a little bit better if he maybe just accepted. I'm guessing his Explorer was kind of far away, and so he had to run all the way back. I think it would have been nice to just build a trading post wherever his Explorer happened to be. And I think sometimes you'll be punished for it because they'll find your trading post and then they'll take it down. But I wouldn't be too surprised if it just stays up the entire game, or if Likansing knows that it's, say, right here, but then says, it's too far away to ever commit to taking down, and so I'll just let it stay. Yeah,
and we are sort of noticing that earlier TP from Blue. He's got a 700 wood shipment in much sooner than
yeah, he's got
which is important actually. Yeah, when you're massing just Hussar, if you don't get 700 wood in soon enough, you actually pop yourself and you can only get a batch of 3 out instead of 5. So that's actually a pretty important thing. Blue is laying down a second trading post with 700 wood, which I am a huge fan of, and I would even think about laying down a livestock pen for these 6 yaks.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of yaks too. I think there might.
You can't afford it with 700 wood. I mean, if you don't build, like a barracks and like 4 houses, like you have the wood to do it. But 6 yaks, some people would question the merit of that. But picking off 1 CDB, real nice pickup there in a French mirror.
Yeah.
And
the Pirate had a chance to do this the flank with. He had Hussars over here, and it looked like they could have, but he wasn't quite moving correctly there. He does have this advantage right now with 6 to 5, but he needs to go and engage. Okay, looks like he's engaging now.
Yeah. Oh, and we see some micro coming out from both players here. It's pretty hard to micro these Hussar on Hussar, and looks like the 2 reinforcing for Likansing is going to be what swings the battle.
Well, but then you got
2
another
2 reinforcing. Wow, we have a pretty even match here.
So ultimately an 8 to 7 battle, and I think that yeah. There's this one Hussar in the back that's really low for Deadly Pirate.
Yeah. So Deadly Pirate pulled out of there ahead, like with that 1 Hussar advantage, kind of snowballs into now he has 3 more Hussars.
Yeah.
So that's
but
how
now
he's gonna get caught here. Go back.
Deadly Pirate. Oh my God. Okay.
So yeah, blue should have engaged there, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that was exciting.
I think that Likansing he had the 6 to 4 advantage for the time there, but I think he thought that Deadly Pirate was going to be reinforcing with additional Hussars, which actually isn't the case. Deadly Pirate's just making 2 barracks instead.
So Deadly Pirate also just aged up.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Likansing looks like it's not ready to age at all. If we look at units in Q, he has. Oh, he doesn't have units in Q. Maybe he's just hasn't gone around and clicking up yet. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I think he will soon. He's sort of macroing that. Oh, and he shipped 700 food, so it's going to help him age up there.
Got to be a bit careful here.
Yeah, so he does have this big Hussar mass, right? Because he made like 5 more Hussars than Deadly Pirate, so it's sort of hard to notice this, that you've made 5 Hussars and that your opponent is aging up before it really even happens, because he could have pressed in here and gotten potentially a couple villagers or something, but...
Oh, he's going to get 1 CDB right there.
Yeah,
I think that
this is a nice pickup for Red.
He has to be careful, otherwise he'll lose all of his Hussars, but okay, he's getting out. Nice.
And these are such low HP. He's doing, he can shoot those with CDB, and he hasn't.
Yeah, I think there was an opportunity to kill one of the Hussars just with the CDB alone there.
Blue killed one of the red CDBs earlier, so I think now we're directly tied up 26 CDB 26. Both players do a nice job. Constant villager protection. Red actually giving a little juke here, and he's going back to the TC. Might be able to pick off a low HP CDB here if Blue's not careful. And oh, okay, that one gets away.
So thank you, just very briefly, to whoever just donated. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see your name, the amount, or the message you gave, but I know that it went onto the stream. I don't quite have the micro prepared to go alt tab really quick to see who actually is able to do this donation, but thank you very much. It's very appreciated.
Yeah, we appreciate you, mystery donor, and however much it was. Back to the game. So Deadly Pirate shipped 5 goons and also made 5 goons, which in hindsight I like, because likansing just has so many Hussars. You're actually going to get tons of value out of this massive dragoons this early. And now I would like to see him ship 1k wood, because he needs it. He's popped and he has no wood gatherers, and wood is such a slow resource to gather. So I mean, he sort of went for this early goon mass, and I think it paid off him, and he killed like 5 or 6 Hussars. But now I'd definitely like to see 1k wood come in, and a shipment has been shipped, so we'll see what it is.
Yeah, interestingly, likansing going with the 700 food shipment, which I'm a little bit questioning. It's not too valuable, especially when you're in H3. I think it might have been better to just put 1,000 wood in that place.
Yeah, I'm with you, but if there is a map to send 700 food on, it's going to be Tibet, because there are just no in-base hunts on this map.
That's true, yes. So
I'm okay with it, especially because he laid down that second trading post pretty early, and so he's almost got an extra shipment compared to Red. And Red does ship 1k wood, so a huge fan of that. And he's got this big Dragoon mass, which I think can be pretty effective on this map because there's such unsafe resources. And you're going to see that right here. And these Hussars are going to come in to snare these CDBs. It's going to be huge. Red notices right away, and we see his massive Dragoons just sort of beeline over there.
Yeah, but we can see what happens with something that is very common on Tibet, is where your opponent has their army in one place and then your army is just in the complete opposite place, and they're both valid positions to be in, but you just aren't ready.
And Red is kind of realizing that. So it's like you said, on Tibet, army position is a good thing, and this sort of comes into play with like a sort of basic principle, which is sort of you want to protect your economy. I mean, there were like 18 CDBs on this mine. You kind of should recognize that's a pretty vulnerable spot to be in, and unless you're going to get some similar compensation, unless you're also going to walk upon 20 CDBs, which you don't know that you are. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was really good, or really unfortunate for likansing, who just the pathing of the Hussars was a little awkward there, and they started trying to run back from the cliff.
Yeah. So Red is behind 6 villagers now, but he's going to get a little compensation here, and he has more military. So I wouldn't say that this game is over for him by any chance. I think he just really has to press the advantage if he can. Blue still has his native scout left. That's kind of nice. Yeah,
it's really actually very useful to have it, especially at this point in the game. You get a lot of information. So we do see about an 8 villager difference if you do the recalculated population. So Blue is still pretty far ahead in the economy, but he did lose a lot of Hussars and a lot of Dragoons for that raid.
Yeah.
And
the Nat Scout.
That's too bad.
I think ideally, if you just put that Nat in stealth mode here and just plop it right in the middle of this plateau, you're going to get such nice information.
That actually was what happened. I'm a little curious to see what brought it out of stealth mode, or if it might have just been an accident. because I was getting a lot of information at a time, but unfortunately,
Yeah, I don't know. There's
it won't
not
allow me
any
to do so.
explorers nearby.
Yeah.
Red is plopping down a town center here, so they're actually going to maybe play for the long game. They say, well, I lost some villagers. I'm going to try to train more than my opponent. And,
Right.
in the meantime, this is a pretty vulnerable hunt that he's attacking. But these CDPs are so tanky. It takes so many scrims to kill one. It's just unfortunately not an engagement I think Blue can take. He just doesn't have enough skirmishers. Has maybe too many dragoons. And yeah. Oh, this house should maybe be
Oh
built.
yeah, that would be nice.
It's easy to forget about those. When I play Brit and I'm building, manors, and like someone attacks me and they're just like like 6 half-built manors, and they just
Oh, that's bad.
seem to
Yeah,
never
it's
get
too bad with
built.
manners because you always have to do like the double click, right? You have to also
Yeah.
rally the villager. It takes so much more effort.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
also just take forever to build.
Yeah. So I'm actually hoping that Likansing gets a little bit more active with this explorer because it's been at this trading bus forever. And if you remember, he's still only halfway finished this 85 wood chipper, and he actually could use that extra wood. It's not.
Yeah, it would be a nice little kind of revenge story too, in this web of.
Yeah, to get the tiger that kills you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's recovered from his injuries. He's facing that which felled him earlier, and with bravery and courage, he's able to overcome it.
And another 620 HP.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
he
he
built
did
the
finish
house.
it. Nice.
But there are these menacing blue units just waiting to pick off this 34 HP Horde of Bois.
Yeah.
But he's able to mine stealthily for now, so we'll see
Yeah.
how much longer his good luck lasts.
Well, there is only 27 gold left on that mine, so I think it's going to be moving pretty soon. We'll see what ends up
Yeah.
happening here.
Yeah, so actually Red is completely caught up in villager population, and Blue is still behind in military. So one thing I'm going to point out here is cards sent. So we see starting at 848, Blue sent 700 food, 5 dragoon, 8 skirmisher, 7 skirmisher. These aren't necessarily good value cards. Like we said, food is it's the fastest gathering resources, so you don't necessarily want to send it in crates. Sending units in H3 is generally, if we look to Goodspeed's guide, that's something you want to do if you want to hit a timing within like 1 minute. Whereas when you send crates like 1,000 wood, 1,000 coin, both of which Deadly Pirate has sent, you're gearing up for like the longer game. Like you're going to get a much more critical mass in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, which is really the more important thing. And he's also got these 2 barracks up, and he just made 10 skirmishers as opposed to Blue's making 5 skirmishers at a time. So I think the card order is definitely really becoming a factor at 17 minutes into the game.
I think that's definitely the case. Yeah, we see, I guess, four crate shipments out of Deadly Pirate, but 2 of those were the 1,000 wood, 1,000 gold. And you can see in the military population that's a 40 pop difference right now. And
Yeah.
it's going to be really difficult for Likansing to actually respond to this.
Yeah,
we saw the ranged infantry attack coming out, so his skirmishers are going to be slightly better, but it's still not really going to be enough. And he's picking off some villagers here too, so now the economic lead is decisively in Deadly Pirate's favor.
Red has just such a lead right now. With the 2 falconets, he's almost double Blue's military population. And I mean, if we think about it, I mean, that 1,000 wood that Likansing had to just chop rather than just ship. It's so much resources invested, so many villager seconds, and he just has less military out. So
Worth even noting that actually Deadly Pirate has that amalgamation upgrade from the market, so he is actually, his economy is even slightly better than that, and there's still plenty of mines left on the map, so there's a lot of opportunity for amalgamation to come into play.
yeah, I like that. And I
players.
like the way that he's played today. I think he's shown some good play. But we got a quick pause coming down. We can reassess the map in terms of resources. So which ones are about to run out? Blue's coin mine here only has 150 coin on it.
Yep.
He's gonna have to move pretty soon as well, and this hunt. So pretty much all of his economy is going to be right at this location where the engagement is about to take place. So I think we're going to see a pretty critical junction in the game come up in the near future, and perhaps Blue can pull off some sort of miracle here. He's down about 50 score, but maybe something can happen.
So we can talk a little bit about how to pull off miracles. I think it's worth talking about. I don't mean like some really strange like actual miracle sense, but like in the game, how do you actually pull off a miracle? What do you need to do? And unfortunately, Skirm Goon is not really a miracle worker kind of unit composition, right? It's pretty straightforward with how Skirm Goon works. You shoot with the skirms and you shoot with the goons, and then if they have hussars, you do this shoot and run thing. It's pretty straightforward. But miracle units are like falconets, where if you get a few good shots off with the falconets, then you pull off a lot of kills, right? Yeah. But they're high risk as a result. Hussars, a big hussar swing is similar.
Or cuirassiers in this case.
Exactly. Yeah.
But cuirassiers are so expensive. But sometimes we can see sort of swingy fights happen when one player ships 3 cuirassiers and they make 5, and 8 is kind of a rather scary mass. And say, for instance, Red had just sort of, maybe a mine had just run out for Red, and so he had to reallocate 20 villagers, and his dragoons were in front, and just kind of, he lost like 10 of them for free. Then like 8 cuirassiers can suddenly just like swing the fight and just like clean up all of these skirmishers, you know? So that would be something that could be a possibility. Or like you said, shipping 2 falconets, and if you kill both of Red's falconets without losing any of yours, that's pretty swingy. But the thing with that is that there's nothing to, Red can just run away. There's nothing to actually press the issue, and falconets are so slow that wouldn't really be enough for blue. But he does have a shipment on the way. I'm curious to see what it is. Units in queue, neither player's making anything. Blue's actually pretty popped, and he's going to keep losing houses.
Oh yeah, actually these houses are going to be really, really important to take down for Red if he wants to. And he had some pretty good falconet positioning, and I think I actually even like it now. There's not a chance for the goons to come in, and
the goons going to get one. They're at least going to pick up one, and now maybe if 2 falconets can pop out behind this town center and clean up these Red skirmishers, that'd be a nice trade for blue. Again, he's looking for a lot here. 2 falconets do pop, and they're going to volley here.
Okay. Oh, that was a great volley. Yeah, this actually is a pretty good opportunity. I think this might be the best fight that Blue's going to be able to take.
He's just going to right-click, though.
That's true, yeah.
Because I have so much stuff, and he does. He has a lot of stuff. So even though this is a good trade, and these dragoons are just getting decimated by these skirmishers, and there's still a full HP.
And the Minutemen.
Minutemen are popping. Oh!
Okay, both falconets for Red or Blue are down, but yeah. No, yeah, this was a great fight.
It's like an even trade, though, so... That falconet is still alive, though. Almost you might want to just like pop the CDB in your town center and just like try to melee it real quick.
Ooh, another good volley.
Yeah, that one falcon's still doing some stuff. But I mean, we see Blue almost did it. Like, he's gonna suicide all of his dragoons here to take it out, but...
Oh no.
It has 1 HP. Just shoot it with the town center, please. Please shoot it with the town center.
Okay, another dragoon's popping out. He's gonna get the falconet. I mean, he has to at this point. You don't need melee. No. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Okay.
Meanwhile, he's losing a ton of CDB though. I think. He's now down 56 to 35 in the recalculated economic population. So even though that's what we would call a good trade in terms of just military units, it's not enough.
Yeah. So that's a good trade and almost a great trade, I want to say, right?
Yeah,
there's like double population. I think last we checked, and now it's 40 to 30, which is almost. It's a good. It is a great trade, but it wasn't quite the trade he needed.
Yeah, he was already too far behind, and losing CDB during the fact put him farther behind.
Yeah, I was really happy to see those falconets that were getting some amazing shots off. Just lost them a bit too early. Maybe needed slightly better positioning on the goons, slightly better positioning on the skirms, and he would have been able to make it work. We do have three queers here, so there's another chance for a miracle to come. He does need to move his other units up so that he can actually shoot the goons.
But there are just so many dragoons out for Red at the moment. Yeah, that many dragoons just one-shots a 500 hit point cuirassier, 20% range resistance. So dragoons are a good unit, man.
They're pretty good, yeah. One of the best units around right now.
Yeah, and that is why they got that sort of universal 10% range resistance nerf, decrease from 30 to 20 in ESOC patch. So they're less of a jack of all trades unit than before, but still good.
So we are seeing one of the advantages of mining in a really unsafe spot in the early game is that now you have safe mines in the late game. So
that's true. That's a bold strategy that Red employed there, but
sure paid
I
off.
guess, yeah. So blue, all right, so this is, I think blue is maybe said I'm pretty far behind. I'm only going to make skirmishers and try to win the skirm war. And they are more upgraded skirmishers than red, but you know, I mean, this is one of the benefits of a 3-unit composition. If red just makes him like 5 cuirassiers, it's going to do a lot of work right now. But he is just so far. He just has so many more resources.
Yeah, I think he won't be able to win the skirm war even if Deadly Pirate just continues to make some boons in addition. I think the economic unit population at this point has gotten a little bit out of control. It's a 50% lead.
And I mean, red stopped down these 2 barracks while he was aging up, right, from the 700 wood shipment. And blue has just been producing 5 skirmishers at a time from 1 barracks the whole game. And so it's just such a difference setting up that infrastructure and then like shipping those crates, 1,000 wood, 1,000 coin. It's such a huge difference. You get so much more value out of that than just shipping units.
We see that second barracks coming down actually for likansing right now, but I think it's a bit too late. I think
so too.
If he were to try to get back into this game, I'd have to think. I think he does need at this point to make a second train town center. He has to just accept that he's not going to be able to get back without the resources. And then he'd still need another miracle with a few falconets. And actually, we have 8 cuirassiers popping out right now, and I think that might be...
Yeah, this is going to hurt. This is at 5 cuirassiers made with a 3 cuirassier shipment, and GG. So Deadly Pirate took the series.
Pretty exciting game 3 for them. I'm interested now to see how games 1 and 2 might have gone. I think that they were pretty evenly matched in this series. Even though Deadly Pirate did come out ahead, especially in the late game, there were some opportunities for likansing to come back, and I think, can you take a break? I think you're done for today. Say best of 3, right? Wait, it's 1-1 now? Wait, what?
Cometk lied.
Wait.
we received false information. Likansing does not have weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, okay, yeah, we'll have to start the Cometk.
I do have about 2 hours until my friend gets into town, so just a little heads up there. I mean, it should be more than enough time to cast a series, but...
Schedule series. Okay, they have to take a 10-minute break. That's a little awkward.
We could just sort of cast various games from various series and just sort of like, you know, in no real way that makes any sense, and just return to another series later.
That's possible.
Sort
yeah.
of like,
yeah. So I'll let everybody here on the stream know, and these players know which one we're actually going to end up casting.